Good morning. Good morning. Hi. It's Monday, December 30th. This is the last Monday morning mindset of the year. Welcome. Glad you're here. Or if you're watching later, glad you're here. I'm Erin from Girl Catch Fire. We help women get unstuck and on purpose at midlife. And we're going to talk about one of my faves today. If you've been with me for a long time, you know I talk about this all the time, but there's a reason. We're going to talk about gratitude, visualization, and joy and the relationship between those three things. And here's why. Okay, so I'm a life coach, you know this. And it's really easy to think that people like me just like, oh, it's so easy for you. And you just wake up feeling amazing every morning. But if you've been around here for a long time, you know that mornings are one of my toughest times. They just are. Like historically, it's really easy for my brain just to go nuts in the morning. I don't know why this is, but this has been the way it is for me for a long time. Okay, so what now what? So this morning it was like that. I just woke up and I just felt like totally like not getting out of bed and like, oh no. And part of this is because we're launching a bunch of new stuff right now. I've got a new course we're launching in a week from tomorrow. We've got this masterclass going on. So there's just a lot going on. Okay. And so it's not that unusual that my brain is going a little bit wild and giving me a hard time. All right. So okay, so what do you want to do about that? And maybe you have the same thing. Like maybe the holidays are hard for you, or maybe the new year is hard for you, or whatever. And you just feel like your mind is working against you. If that's you, you're in the right place, like today and kind of always, because that's really what this is for. Like if you have the Sunday scaries and maybe you're at work today and you're like, oh no, and feeling dread or like your mind is a mess. Okay, good. You're in the right place. So I'm going to give you the strategy and I'm going to give you the why behind the strategy. All right, well, I'm feeling this way this morning. Probably somebody else is. But then I go outside and the birds are singing and it's absolutely a gorgeous day. Like you can see the light coming in my window right now. It is so nice. And I realized, oh yeah, Erin, it's just not rocket science. It's just doing what you know works over and over again. And the Apostle Paul said, be constantly renewed in the spirit of your mind. And whether you're a Christian or not, it doesn't matter. But like that was true for everybody because you are the only person that is responsible for this up here. Nobody else can do anything about this but you. And your life will improve immeasurably if you do nothing, if you establish no and cultivate no habits for 2025, but being constantly renewed in the spirit of your mind, your life will improve. And I'm going to tell you how. So, again, like my clients are used to hearing me say, you have to have a gratitude practice. It is completely non-negotiable. But a gratitude practice became like so hip for a while. And it was like, oh, just be grateful. And like everything, it got corrupted, but it's not wrong. And so I guess that's where we're going to start today is I want to ask you, what's your gratitude practice? Do you have one? And if you're kind of rolling your eyes right now, like, oh my gosh, Erin, really? Is that what you're going to talk about? Yeah, it is what I'm going to talk about. And we're going to yoga to visualization. And I'm going to tell you why joy is the result. But it starts with gratitude. And if you're going, yeah, I know that, that's great. But my question is, are you doing it? Remember, to know and not to do is not to know. So let's talk about your gratitude practice for a minute. What is it? Do you have one? When do you do it? And is it like an actual established habit or is it just something you do when you remember to? Okay, if it's the latter, then it's not a habit. If you cultivate no other habits in 2025 than having a daily gratitude practice, it's the smartest one you can cultivate. Period. All right. So if you're feeling like 2025 is sneaking up and you're like, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing with 2025. Okay, cool. Do this. Do this. Start here. Ready? Okay, here we go. Gratitude practice. Have any of you guys been sick for months? I have. Seriously, since Thanksgiving, my nose has been running. Whatever. Okay, so gratitude. First of all, the why behind gratitude practice. First of all, every spiritual tradition on earth says you need to give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Gratitude is the portal to joy. Like we know this, right? But also the data is in. And, neuroscientists have proven that it enhances your brain function, your emotional regulation, your mental health. Plus, get this, an active gratitude practice is going to enhance your neuroplasticity, which just means your brain's ability to reorganize itself and form new neural patterns. Okay, so there's actually stuff going on in your gray matter when you are practicing gratitude every day. So here's how I do it, and here's what I'd recommend. Um, you can always start before you put your feet on the floor. And if you write it down, it's even better. Before your feet go on the floor every morning, 3 things that you're thankful for. And the real pro move is to make them 3 different things every day. Okay, that's when you're really starting to stretch your brain. So what's even better, so you can start with before your feet on the floor, but what if you just sat in silence on the edge of your bed before your day started and made this a practice for 2025? Sat on the edge of your bed, started with 3 things that are really top water for you. Like, oh, for me, it was like, I'm really grateful for my bed. I'm really grateful that the sun is out today and we have the best birds in Pensacola. Like, our birds are wild at this time of year. They're so loud and they're so much fun. And I'm so thankful for them. Okay, that's a great start. If you didn't do anything else, but you started there, start small, small bite. But maybe you got that down. Okay. So where I'd love for you to take it from there is to sit and go a little bit deeper. Hmm. I'm really thankful that I have the opportunity to do what I do by getting on and creating this Monday morning mindset. I'm thankful that I do what I love for a living. I'm so grateful for a relationship in which I feel very safe and protected. Wow, that's a good one. Um, I'm so grateful that my body is getting stronger and stronger all the time. Now we're going deep. Can you feel your own brain starting to rewire when you can just start with the top water stuff that's pretty easy, but then take an extra 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and go deeper until you can feel it? Does that make sense? Until you can feel it, like, oh, yeah. And you really want to go crazy. It's like you're like, nope, I got that. Let's go even deeper. Spend another couple minutes and yoke it to visualization. All right. So step one is really just to start with the top water stuff. Before your feet hit the floor in the morning, here's a couple things I'm grateful for. If you did nothing but that, it would rewire your brain and make your life better, but you can do more. Sit on the edge of your bed and go deeper until you can feel the actual emotional signature of being grateful for stuff that you really should be grateful for or can be grateful for in the moment. It's rewiring your brain. It's rewiring your emotions. It's regulating your nervous system. This is really, really good, powerful stuff. Okay. So start there. And then maybe if you really want to go crazy, and I recommend that you do, is commit another 3 minutes to yoking this gratitude practice of yours to something you're visualizing that you'd like to see come together in your life maybe in 2025. So, just for example, and guys, I'm just giving it to you straight. Like, this is what I do on the mornings when my mind is a mess and I'm like, shit. Like, oh no, I don't have time for my mind to be a mess today. Like, it's really important that I'm staying focused and my blinders are on and I'm in my lane because we got a lot going on right now. Okay, so I go through my gratitude practice. Yeah, I'm thankful for my bed and the birds and that I'm breathing still, but I'm also really thankful I get to do what I do. And I'm also thankful for the people I get to help. And I'm thankful for, that my body is getting stronger. Okay, good. Now we're starting to get to the juice. Now, part 3 of this is I'm going to yoke it to some visualization. Okay. So what I'm visualizing right now is we have this new course that we're launching in a week. You can find out about it in the show notes if you want. We're doing a couple live master classes. It's all in the show notes. Okay. I'm just seeing that being amazing. I'm visualizing that being done and it being incredible. And when I'm in this place of gratitude and I see Lord, I trust you with this thing that I'm feeling called to create. And I'm going to thank you for it in advance. That's a pro move. That's a really pro move. All right. So I'm seeing something that I'm working on, something that's important to me as done and done well and done beautifully and done in ways that you surprise even me. And I say, thank you for it. What do you think I'm going to feel when I'm doing that? Take a guess. Guys, it's joy, right? Like, I can hear some of you saying right now, like, oh, Aaron, I'm not good at visualization. Oh, really? Do you know how to worry? Okay, worry is just visualizing in the opposite direction. All right. So you're probably great at that. Most of us are great at that. My mind does that before I even wake up, which is deeply annoying to me, but that's the way it is. But I know that I can, if I don't take control of what's happening in my mind first thing in the morning, it is going to run my day. And this is the exact strategy that I use when that is happening. Okay. So step one, before my feet go on the ground, sorry, I keep hitting my mic. That's annoying. Um, Before my feet hit the ground, three things, bang, bang, bang. Okay. But because I've been in this game for a long time, I know better than to just leave it there. So I sit on the edge of my bed and I think, okay, let's go for the juice here. Let's go for the real things. Like, wow, my marriage is something I'm really thankful for. I'm protected and safe in this marriage of mine. And I know the birds sound like a dumb thing to be thankful for, but it's not. But I'm also like, I can hear and my body is healing. And, you see how like that's juicy and that's rich and it feels good? Okay. So that's step two. And then step three is like, yeah, I could worry about negative outcomes for all this stuff that we're doing, or I could visualize it done well, visualize it being even better than I thought it was going to be, and say thank you for it. I mean, we're talking 3, 4, 5 minutes at the most sitting on the edge of my bed. So why not do this? There's so much power in deciding how you want your mind to be throughout your day. And most people don't do it. They don't. Like, whatever thoughts in my head when I wake up, and this used to be me, like whatever was in my head when I woke up, I would just run with it all day because I didn't know what I'm teaching you guys right now. I didn't know that I actually have 100% authority and control over this thing up here, this thing in between my ears. And guess what? I'll do everybody else a favor if I will just get this under control. So that's a big idea for today. And I'm giving you an exact strategy for how to do this. All right. Same with visualization. Like, if you will connect with the things that you are trying to create on a regular basis, see it as done, and then say thank you for it, you're actually kind of living in that reality. And what's going to happen is your brain is going to start looking for opportunities, looking for situations to prove you right. That's what your brain does. Okay. You have a filter in your brain that is looking for things that's important to you. And it's presenting things to you that maybe you didn't notice before because your brain wasn't aware they were important. This is called your reticular activating system. It's a thing, right? So not only are you saying thankful and you're rewiring your brain, encouraging neuroplasticity, regulating your nervous system, but you're also saying, hey, brain, instead of worrying about all this negative bullshit, frankly, that could happen, I'm going to invite you to take a look at the outcome that we're aiming for. Or I'm going to ask you to like imagine, use this beautiful gift of imagination that you have to see this outcome the way we want it, and then say thank you for it. Thereby training my reticular activating system to go look for that outcome, look for opportunities for me to make that outcome real. Like, oh, I could have a conversation, or maybe I'll think of something I hadn't thought of before because of the 5 minutes I sat on my bed first thing in the morning. Do you guys catch what I'm throwing? This is so powerful if you'll do it. But you know what? Just like most habits, people won't do it. They're like, oh yeah, I know that. Oprah talks about that. I've heard her talk about that. Yeah, we've all heard her talk about it. You know why she talks about it all the time? Because it works. Even if you don't have something big that you're focusing on or something that's important to you that you're focusing on, it's just make you a better person. It's plain and simple. It totally will. But It's also, we're big on being focused and like, what are you trying to create with your life? What are you trying to create with your second half? Midlife Reinvention Lab, our new course is open for enrollment. You can find the links down below. But that's what we're inviting you to do, is to get out of this blank canvas syndrome and to pick something and move on it and move toward it and stop being overwhelmed by all of your options. Blank canvas syndrome, by the way, is the number one thing that people have told me on this masterclass is driving them nuts at midlife. Blank canvas syndrome. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea which way to go. I have too many options. Well, in some ways, that's a blessing. Okay. Let's pick one and run at it. And this strategy that I've given you today is going to help you. So you can join us tonight, 7 Central. We're going to be live again, links below. And I hope you guys have a terrific day and Happy New Year. We will see you back here next Monday in 2025. Have a great day, guys. Get to work on your mind. Okay. Love y'all.